Happy Memorial Day weekend. Hope everyone's having a good time. TGIFF. The first F is not a typo. I know it's Sunday or thereafter whenever you're watching because the show comes out on Sunday. But it is Friday night of the holiday weekend. I just got home from work and I'm filming early. I'll tell you why in a second. But it's my Friday happy hour on a long weekend and I'm loving it. And I wanted to get the Moscow Mule mug out because I've been digging them. I love them. But I had one or two during the week. I thought I brought home more limes. I'm limeless, right? So I do have a little bit of vodka. Stolichnaya, which I always thought was Russian. I just found out it was Latvian from my guest this past weekend. Who knew? So Stoli, ginger beer, and I just squeezed the lemon in. So technically not a Moscow Mule. You need that squeezed lime. So I wasn't going to use the mugs. So I'll call it a Riga Ricky. How's that? Tasty nonetheless. Anyway, if you saw last week's episode of Come On, Let's Do It, you know that I had the man, the myth, the nephew here. And Joey Turns. He went by Big Boy Joey. We were doing Bloody Marys. But by the time the weekend was over, he is and always will be Joey Turns. All right, we had a fantastic weekend. A lot of fun. Great food, libation. The cameraman took a lot of great footage throughout the weekend, or so we thought. And but here's the thing. So I was going to put another show together. We made Nashville hot chicken sandwiches. We made a fish stew in Cowboy Kitchen out over the campfire at midnight. So this was going to be just a great episode of food. However, the producers of Come On, Let's Do It have since decreed that footage from the weekend is not permissible to be viewed by the general public, okay? For many, many, many reasons. There are many reasons. Vodka, tequila, bourbon, brewskis, vino. So it's under wraps. But what I will do is I'll give you a few stills. How's that? Just to give you a small glimpse into last weekend.
Come on, let's do it.
All right, so there you go. Once again, it was one great meal after another, whole bunch of laughs, a lot of spinning of Sinatra by none other than Joey Turns. Now, a few topics of conversation that came up over the weekend. One, like I said, I found out that Stoli is Latvian. Didn't know that. We talked about a lot of things, and one thing that I was queried about was the overnight oats. So that's what I'm going to do. That's why it's Friday night, because we're going to have to go into Saturday morning. Let's do I have the same breakfast almost 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. I bring the same thing with me to work. Overnight soaked oats, usually with banana, soaked with mashed banana, and then I'll throw in some blueberries, some walnuts. With the banana, it doesn't even need a sweetener. Occasionally, I might put a teaspoon of honey, or like when I had the homemade maple syrup, I put a little of that. But basically doesn't need it. And that's what I eat at my desk a little ways into the morning, all right? I'm not an intermittent faster, but I don't eat breakfast when I get up. I just do coffee, and then I head off to the salt mine, as it were, and I have my oats at some point in the morning, okay? So let's do the overnight soaked oats. Simple, simple, simple. But I was queried about it. No, you don't cook them all night. You don't use steel cut oats. Here's what you do.
Come on, let's do it.
Okay, here's the whole deal. It couldn't be simpler. Banana, oats, in this case, almond milk. I use either almond or oat milk. You could use, of course, dairy. I don't really keep milk in the house except for half and half for my coffee. And if I've run out, I don't have this, I'll put a few tablespoons of half and half in some water. And some people put a pinch of salt. I've abandoned the salt. If you have yogurt in the house and the little bit of whey that forms on top, the thin liquid, you could put a tablespoon of that. I think that actually almost helps with like a lacto fermentation kind of thing overnight. But I don't have any right now. It's on the agenda, upcoming episode. Want to start making some homemade yogurt. So here's the container I use. I also have the shallower ones. But I just put my banana in and mash it up a little. This one could be a tad riper. You don't want the skin black on the banana, but you know, pretty ripe is nice. This one's okay. It's definitely not green, but it could be 2 more days on the counter. All right, mash it up good. Go in with your oats. These are old-fashioned rolled oats, okay? I don't go for the quick oats or the instant, anything like that. They get a little too mushy for my taste. Old-fashioned rolled oats. The question over the weekend was the steel cut. Those need to be cooked. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll do an experiment. Maybe if you soak them for 3 days, because I love steel cut oats. But those generally, you soak those overnight and then you cook them. That's the deal with those. But these need no cooking. Cover them. I cover them just till they're submerged. They're going to absorb this liquid. So then in the morning, when I'm going to go to work, if it's too dry, I'll add a little more. But generally, they're going to absorb most of that liquid. Okay, and you got your banana in there for sweetener, adds flavor. Couldn't be simpler than that. You make your breakfast the night before. Gonna pop this in the refrigerator, and we'll see you in 8-ish hours. See you then. Good morning. Full disclosure, it's Sunday morning. I let those oats soak all day yesterday and overnight again. Yesterday was on and off, crappy weather Saturday. Got a few things done outside. Today, absolutely gorgeous. It's 8 a.m., so having a cup of joe. And it's going to be pretty much all day out there. Lawnmower, weed whacker, wheelbarrow, rake, shovel, you name it. Got a ton of stuff to do. Love these long weekends. Bust some hump today and tomorrow off. And we got a little barbecue action in between with a friend or two. So loving the holiday weekend. Hope you guys are. So let's have a look at our oats that soaked almost 36 hours or so. They're right behind me on the marble. Let's go have a look. Come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
Just the fuel I need for all the yard work today. So now normally, as I mentioned, I would take these to work in the container. So I would just eat out of this. We're home, so let's go transfer them to a bowl. Have a proper breakfast before all the yard work. So see, they did absorb a good amount of our almond milk, but they're still nice and sort of milked, all right? Not too dry, so I can eat them just like this. Uncooked, cold. I love the flavor of them. I also love a cooked oat, you know, eating warm in the winter, fall. So it's got the banana in there, but the banana basically disappears through the soaking process. It's become part of the amalgam, let's say. Toss in my blueberries. Go with a few walnuts. And yeah, I am going to go with a little honey. Again, get those sugar carbs for all the yard work. And you can do whatever you want, right? Raisins. I buy this little Gort mix that actually has M&Ms in it. A little shaved coconut is nice. But here's what I have this morning. So let's give it a go.
Come on, let's do it.
Overnight soaked rolled oats. Banana, blueberry, walnut. A little bit of honey. Nice. Kind of wishing I had the coconut. That's a favorite. Shaved, unsweetened, flaked coconut. But great breakfast. Like I say, I do this during the week. On the weekends, I'm usually eating the girls' eggs. But this will do for today. Oh, I made some homemade mayo yesterday. Maybe I'll do egg salad later because we got a beauty sourdough loaf going in the oven. So there's my lunch after some heavy yard work. Nice sourdough toast with egg salad. Hot damn. All right. We'll see you guys for the next episode. Joey turns.
Come on, let's do it.
That's my guy.
What do we got there, Joe? What do we got there, Joe?
We got tequila and hot chicken.
Joey turn.
Oh shit, I gotta turn. Hold that.
Little Paloma action here.
We got another truck.